the document. Okay. Now I'm going to come down into the document here. Now I'm not going to be typing in information that is specific to a listing, right? So no names of clients, no dates, no terms. Those are all things that are specific to an actual listing. I am going to go through and start checking off and marking everything that I probably do on almost every single agreement that I don't have to do at the time of writing the listing agreement. So things like broker name, Keller, Williams, Fairfax, Gateway. Okay, we're actually going to go through this. So property, I don't know that. That's specific to the listing, right? But if I come down below here, I've got broker firm. So I can come in here and I can type in my address for my office. Okay. Everybody good on that? Okay. So you can go with me and you can save this. So you can always come back in and finish this later because we won't go through every single page. You can do this for Maryland forms. You can do this for DC forms. You can do it for VAR. All right. So depending on where you are able to access all of your libraries and create a template of any of these documents.
Hey, Kyle, I have a question.
Yes.
So on the team stuff, right now I can only get to the Docusign through the team one. How, like, you said we could each do this as an individual agent, though. Like, do I have to save basically the same form 5 times just with each of our agents?
Well, I think you guys are all logging in with the same login. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, there's only one Docusign account.
Well, you each could create your own Docusign account, right? You guys are each logging in under your Rainmaker's email, but you could have Lauren at chuckvalenta.com and have the same experience, right? If you're all logging in under one Docusign account, one email address, then yes, you could create this one and call it Lauren's listing agreement, right? And then you have multiple versions in one account, but these are at an agent level. So each individual user can use their own templates, right? You're not sharing these templates with anybody else, right? These are underneath that email address. Okay. Term of their agreement. So that's kind of its own paragraph. Listing price is its own thing. This is all of its own thing. Right. So I can keep coming down here. Home warranty. So some of these ones where it's going to be maybe the certain selections. So maybe broker shall install a lockbox. Broker shall install a for sale sign. Seller does authorize, right? All of these things could be filled out. Now, when I apply the template, if Tanya says, you know what, I don't want you to put a for sale sign, I'm able to change that, right? But for right now, I'm going to pick all the ones that are going to be maybe the typical ones, right? All right, so let's say market the property, say seller authorizes MLS. You guys get the point here, right? So I'll let you guys go down, talk to your broker. If you have any questions about filling out the forms, coming soon, I'll leave blank. Seller does consent, does not consent.
Hey, Kyle.
Compensation.
Quick question
Yes.
about when it expires. I do July 3rd and what is it? December 31st expiration date on everybody.
Okay.
Would it be wise to have that in there, or should I add it in? Is it easy to update it at the 6-month turnover, or would I have to do a new template if I wanted to?
No, it's super easy to edit it. So you could leave it. You could put in there. I assume like right now you're doing what? July 3rd.
July. Yep.
Right. So you go ahead and put in July 3rd and put in that date here. And then once whatever that timeline is that hits, that triggers December 31st, edit your template, change that date, and everything now moving forward gets that.
And it will save it. Thank you.
Correct. All right. Down here to the bottom, let's go to the back of the document. I think that's where some other things are easy. And there's a lot of checkboxes in here that I could be doing. As I scroll to the back of the document, things like this, right? So come in here and put in my name. So Kyle Holleran, right? Holleran Homes, my cell phone number, 124495. Come down here to the broker name. Keller, this would be me too, because I'm the broker of this office. Maybe put the office number. 541 at kw.com. Okay. Everybody good? So do it for your buyer agency, do it for your listings, all different types here, but that's how we actually go through and fill out a document with all the generic information. Everybody good on that? Pretty easy?
Yep.
Got it.
Okay. I go up top. I hit save and close. All right. It's going to go ahead and save that document for me. So this is the one I just created today, right? Let's find it. 324, Kyle, listing agreement, Virginia. That's one I just did. Now, before we leave here, let's look around a little bit though. So obviously to the right of your template here, we've got an edit button. So Tanya, whenever that time comes, just jump back into this My Docs section, go into edit there, and you can change that. You can also copy and delete. Okay, so again, if you did the purchase contract, and let's say you did like a VA purchase contract where you marked all the VA boxes, right? Contingent on VA. You could copy that, just go in and change it to conventional, change the boxes to conventional and hit save again. You don't need to go through and write out the entire purchase contract 3 times. So using that copy feature can be very helpful if you're making multiple versions of the same document. Okay. That's it. That's how you create the form template. All right. So very, very easy in terms of that. Let's jump over to the other side.
How do you,
Yep. Go ahead.
Kyle, once you've copied it, how do you rename it?
Yep. So I'll do a copy here. Comes back up top. It says Kyle listing agreement, Virginia copy. Okay. Click the little pencil icon here, Lauren, and you could change this to say the person's name. Okay. So Lauren, maybe that's what that's going to be. Click the little green check mark up here. It saves the name of that second copy, save and close. And now I've got 2 versions of that same document. And that's how I rename it to be specific.
Wait, I don't have my name in the pencil. Where is that again?
Yeah, could you do that again, please?
Yeah, check at it's at the very, very top of your screen. So just make sure, I guess.
When we're in form template?
Yeah, so when you open up the template, like you're going to be typing into it all that generic information. Right up top here. Do you see it here?
No. Hang on, I'm trying to open it again. No. Okay, now I got it.
Okay. Okay, you're saying on your screen you didn't see it, right? Okay. So
yeah,
yep, open it up at the very top there, little pencil icon. The tricky thing about this is to the right of this text box is the green check mark. If you hit save and close, it doesn't save the name. This is kind of a separate save box, so just make sure you do that.
Hey, Kyle, can I ask a question about a buyer agreement?
Sure.
What do you, because the number 4 for the compensation, it will only accept a number. What do you put?
Let's go over there. So buyer broker, let's go into this one. This is going to be different. This is form specific because we have people on here that use different libraries than NVAR. So I'll look at this one for you. And you're saying this is a number? Oh, that's your date?
Yeah. Usually we put per MLS because it's a buyer agreement. We don't know what it's going to be yet.
Okay, so this paragraph 4 is talking about when it expires, date, and then what is the termination fee.
Oh, sorry. I meant, yeah, the place where you put the...
So payment can be, it doesn't need to be a number. That's been changed now. So buyer shall compensate. So I have 3% plus $3.95. You can see that you can type in there.
You guys must have just changed that. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep, very good. Okay. Everybody else good, right? So that's how we actually create the templates. Now let's go over and apply the template. So those of you guys want to move on with your day and got your value out of the class is great. I'll stick around and answer questions as we go. So now let's go back over, and this is going to be, I'm not going to go start a brand new room, right? I'm going to go into a room. So one that I've already created. Now this could happen from the very beginning too. If I start a new room with Tanya, then I could start this from the very, I'm going to go into the Linda's room because this is the one we did yesterday. All right. And we're going to be in the documents tab of the room itself. So let me delete a bunch of these things so that people don't get confused. Perfect. All right. I'm going to delete this folder. We're going to get back to what a room looks like from the very beginning. All right. So when you open a brand new room, this is what it looks like. So let's imagine this was a listing. And now I'm at the point, right? I've already created my template. Hopefully at this point, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I need to now get in my documents here for my client, Linda. So you're going to take the same exact steps you always do. Add from Docusign. Okay. And in this case, like I'm going to go to groups because I like to go to the groups rather than the library because we've already put together the set of documents that you need for you. So we go to groups, and then in our market centers, let's say Fairfax, I have listing agency. And so here are the 4 documents, right, that I need for my listing agency. I've got my deport disclosure, exclusive right to sell, lead-based paint, useful information. Select all. All right. And let's say I don't need the lead-based paint because their house was built after 1978. I could unselect that and I could add these three into my room. Now there they are. Okay. So nothing's changed yet. Here's what changes. Right click on the document. All right. And that's the action right now. I'll tell you about an update that's coming here in a couple weeks, but right click the document. It's going to say apply form template. Everybody see that? So if I right click the document, apply form template, it'll show me all of the templates I have available for the listing agreement. And so there's my 4, right? And now I can come in and say, I want to use the Kyle's listing agreement, Virginia, apply. And now everything on my template just got imported onto that document. So now when I open this up, instead of it being blank, starting from a blank listing agreement, it's got all of my templated information in there.
Hey, Kyle, for Mac users, I can't right click on my
Control click, or I think the control
Control.
button on the Mac.
command. Yep, I got it.
Command. Yep. Command click, and then you should have the same as right click. Okay. So there's all my information. 7.3, right? It's all on there. Same thing with the last page. Everything's on there. And again, I can change any of this. So all of this is editable. But what you want to make sure you do is if there's not a blank, don't write somebody in there. Okay. Leave it blank on the template, because if you put something in there, it will overwrite on the actual document. So here's what's happening. If I have Linda's name in as the seller in the details section, right? So right now I have Julie, because that's what we were doing yesterday, right? The details are going to feed in. So I'll say edit Julie. I'll put in her email address, kw.com. I put her cell phone number, right? I hit save. So now what's happening is when I go back to my documents, it's now getting the template and the details, putting them together. And now we have, kind of a start to our listing agreement. And now I'm going to go in and start adding in specifics.
So
Questions?
is this what we would use to add, like, because what I was looking for, like, more as a listing agent, you get in an offer, you get in standardized forms, and you find yourself going through dragging and clicking initials for 15 minutes.
Yep.
Is there a way to do a template to drop the initials down?
No, because it's a PDF. Like, there's no reason to do that, because if you uploaded it, created a template, you'd still have to send it out for signatures. You might as well just drop the initials the first time, right?
There was a way to do it on Docusign or on Dotloop, but it was always off. You always had to manipulate them.
I got you. You're saying like an overlay on top of a form.
That's what they called it, an
I
overlay.
got you.
Yeah.
Now
No,
there is, Tanya, you know how to copy and paste initials, right? On the e-signature side. So just realize, this is a quick aside. I know you've used Docusign before. If I drop a set of 3 initials at the bottom of a page and I copy them, I draw a box around them and hit Control C for copy. If I go to the next page and hit paste, it drops them in the same spot on the bottom of every single page. So you should only have to drag over initials one time, and then you can copy them throughout the document where you need them. Okay. All right. Now that's the way it's set up right now, is you're going to click this drop down here. I know there's some people that like to put together their own groups of documents. Okay. That's not possible yet, but their solution to that is this. Coming very soon, you'll be able to go here. And when you say add from Docusign forms, same thing. Let's go to groups and I'll say buyer, let's say purchase contract. Okay. Here's all the forms I might use for my buyer contract. To the left of these is going to be a drop down, and that's where you're able to select your template. So if you like to put together like a VA packet, right, with all the VA documents together, it's not going to be the exact same workflow as it was in Dotloop, but you'd be able to come here and say, I need this document, I need contingency clauses, I need my residential sales contract, drop down VA, and I need my VA contingency, right? And now you would have like a group put together as you import everything that's going to be templated to VA.
And you can label that.
Yes. Yeah, but this is right now, this is the way it looks, right? So create your docs, your templates up here in the My Docs section, right click and apply that template to the document itself.
Hey, Kyle, when you send a buyer agreement, say for review to your client in this system, how do you do that?
Okay, so let's use exclusive right to sell as the example, right? So let's say I want to send this to someone to take a look at, not necessarily sign, but just to review. Is that what you're asking, Brooke?
Well, I'm asking, how do you, I want to be able to send one PDF. I don't want them to have to open every single one or.
Okay, well, if I put them into an envelope, they get an email with just one email with all the documents in one. If you want to send a PDF in terms of I want to take it out of Docusign, send them a single PDF to their email, you'd use a combination of 2 tools. First thing you'd be doing is typing these out, and you'd be using the combine feature, which would then put them into one document. All right. So, but the problem is if you don't start filling out these forms, they're forms, right? The best way for me to do it is I put them in an envelope. I put the person in there as view only. I send it to them. They get an email. They can open it up and they can look at all the documents in one view.
Okay, because
Okay.
I don't think you can combine anything but the PDFs for the signed versions, right?
Yeah. So I would come in here. I'd probably go to like room participants, right? Because I'm not having actually someone sign. I'll say Linda needs to view, right? And so when I add her in here, one of the options is need to sign or needs to view, right? And I'd be able to send that. And now Linda's not signing anything. She's just scrolling through those 3 documents to take a look at them.
Okay, gotcha, thanks.
Sure. Okay. So there might be a chance here, guys, going back into this document section, where in this case, I've got exclusive right to sell. Realize deport disclosure. It only has names and an email on it, or names and an address. There's nothing to template. So you don't need to make a template for that, right? You might want to make a template for like a lead-based paint addendum or something, but same thing with useful information. There is no other information on there other than a signature. So just realize that a lot of these documents, only one of the 5 or 6 is actually templated, okay? And once you put the address and exclusive right to sell, it will carry over into the other documents, right? It'll recognize that tag and keep it going. Okay. So let's go ahead and put these help articles in here, and I can start taking some questions. Let's go back to the chat. So if you guys missed it at the very beginning, these are 2 help articles. The first one is how to create the template step for step. Right here, it just shows you exactly the clicks that we took today to create them. The second one is also just walking you through exactly how to add the template or apply it to your document.
Kyle, is there any difference between the Docusign templates and zip form templates?
Yep, completely two different programs. So they are separate in terms of the Docusign templates don't go on zip forms, and zip form templates don't go on Docusign forms.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. What other questions do you guys have?
You made it too simple.
This one's pretty easy. Now, I've had a couple agents though, I swear, that I've met with, and they're like, I spent 4 hours this weekend doing this, and once we get through this, it's down to like a 10-minute process, right? So I understand like writing an offer is not that short because you're going in there and doing a lot of specifics, but your agency agreement specifically, if it's taking you longer than 20 minutes to do a buyer agency start to finish, then we're doing something wrong, right? And I need you to get in touch with me because it shouldn't take that long.
Hey, Kyle, you may have answered this, but when the forms update in July and I guess January,
yep,
do they automatically replace it
Correct.
underneath our template?
Yeah. So like when we go look at the template, like let's go back and look at it real quick. Well, we can look at it here. So when we type something into the template, they all have tags, right? Every single box has a tag, Brooke. So it might be, all right, so this one right here. All right, so you see how that little yellow tag pops up, listing agent 1 company. So as forms update, unless there's a new box, right, the same tags apply to the same boxes, right? So the only time we'd have to go in and change anything is if they added like a bunch of stuff, all right? But if they update the form and they just change a paragraph down here, this broker box will still be labeled listing agent 1 company, so it will transfer over into the new template.
Okay, and it looks like you guys did a bunch of updates since this was first released. I do remember the signature, like the placeholders for some of them were in weird places. Do you know if that stuff has been?
Yep, I think all that has been resolved with the update of the 2021 forms. That's when a lot of that stuff was updated. And I don't do any of those updates, so I don't have any control over these. Docusign does. So anything you guys give to me, I report in, but they are getting very quick at turnaround times. And there's like one error that I know left in this library of people reporting to me. Other than that, everything's been tagged properly now and is not connected to each other if it's not supposed to be.
What's the best way for us to report those things that we see?
There's a link that leadership has. So if you just send them over to me or turn them into like your MCA, we can put them in.
And will they be putting together groups for tenant agreements and stuff like that?
That's done at a market center level. So we could talk to your market center leadership about setting that up.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Kyle, I don't know if this has been looked at, and I'm sure it's probably been said, but the way that the money comes across on the contract,
Yep.
I can't stand the way it comes across.
Yep, I got you. It's because it's basically like an either or statement. So I do hear you on that one. We have requested that. DocuSign is working with NVAR's form committee right now because the way that the license read is the way it's set up currently. I know it's not that way in every other program, but we are definitely aware of that. What Glenn's talking about there is percentage down versus money down, right? And you kind of have to pick one or the other, and it looks a little bit funky, but I got you. That's one that we are working on.
And then the other one would be, I guess, like if you were to have contract price of $1 million, you can't put commas in.
Yep.
It just comes across straight numbers.
Right, as zeros. Yep, I got you on that one too.
Otherwise, this was helpful. Thank you.
Good.
Question on filling out addresses, Kyle?
All right, so let's go Paul and then Stacy. Go ahead. What was your question, Paul?
On the addresses, anytime you have to put an address, there's like a series of boxes. And it seems to me like they want you to put, VA in the small box and the zip code in the other. Does it really matter?
Yeah, it matters because they're all tagged. So you have address, you have state, you have zip, right? And so if you don't put them in the correct boxes on other forms where it's trying to look for the address, the state, the zip, they won't all carry over, right? They might all be in the primary address box. So yeah, as much as you can, follow the tags because then it formats it properly across the board.
Okay, yeah, good to know.
Stacy.
I just wanted to say for Glenn, his question, don't put it in when you're writing it. Wait until you get it over to where you're putting the initials on, and then you can make a text box and you can put your commas in.
No, it's a good workaround.
Am I explaining it right, Kyle?
Yes,
Correct.
I get exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
Yep, good workaround. What else? What else do you guys have questions about? Anything else from yesterday that we kind of went over? We could go back again and look at.
Kyle, is there anyone that I can chat with so that you don't have to spend your time on our team problem?
Nope. Just go to my link and book time with me. I know exactly what you guys are doing. You guys are using one email address, so we can set it up for you guys the way that you want it to work. We just have to talk through and make sure everyone knows, like, the right buttons to press, right? So no, just I can send you an email, Lauren. Let me just do it right now, and just let's see if we can find a time tomorrow. Maybe we can jump on and go through it.
Did they disconnect the two different accounts already?
No, because that's a different. I don't want to get in that rabbit hole. You're a sub account of an account, and that's why. So no, I mean I'm going to treat your Chuck Valenta, the one that you can log in as your KW one, as the one we're working on. I'm trying to work on that sub account. Okay, that's in DocuSign's hands.
That was working fine. That one, we linked all the other team members to that one. It's all accessible through everyone's private command. That's fine.
Okay.
But I still can't link anything else in because of the
team
sub account.
Yeah, until that sub account is figured out by DocuSign, I don't think I can help you there.
Okay.
Yeah. They're working on that sub account thing. It's just that's a very unique situation. All right. What else, guys? Any other DocuSign questions I can help you with?
Oh.
Helpful. Thank you, Kyle.
Kyle, I have booked time with you on Friday.
Okay. Very good.
So we can wait until then. I just have some specific issues that I need some help with.
Good. We'll do that then. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else major, I'll let you get back to your day and reach out to me if you have anything specific. Okay.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks everybody.
Kyle.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye, Paul.
Hi, Linda.